Simon, it intrigues us. Why does it work for some who've come out of the game and go into management, and clearly it doesn't work for others? And I'm talking about high-profile others. There's Vincent Kompany shining. John Terry this week saying, I'm done from a managerial point of view. I went for a couple of jobs when I left Villa, didn't get those jobs, and got a bit deflated. So I've just decided against it.
Well, there's little doubt in my mind that John Terry's a leader. He's a player that I admired greatly, and a person that I think inspired his teammates. And Vincent Kompany the same. But there's a difference between managing yourself and being an inspiration on a pitch, and then coming out and being able to do two things: manage down to your players and manage up to your owners. And clearly Vincent Kompany is a different character in that respect, has landed at a different football club. John went a different way. Maybe if his experiences at Aston Villa had been slightly different, he'd taken a different path. Maybe the gusto that he would have had to be a manager might have been bigger than it is now. He went a different way. Kompany went straight into management, didn't he? Yeah. John decided, for whatever reason, I'm going to go into coaching, I'm going to learn my trade, which is nothing wrong with that either. But Kompany went straight in, back to his native territory, managed Anderlecht, and did a reasonably decent job of it. So I think you can look at all these wonderful players that have gone into football clubs and not necessarily been great managers. You can look at these great managers that have never been great footballers. You know, you can list them. You can look at the ones that have achieved wonderful things like Jose Mourinho and Arsene Wenger and other people that weren't great footballers that managed because they had the ability to be able to communicate. It's all about communication. It's all about engaging people and keeping their attention. And leading it's a different dynamic. But I would have doubted, for whatever reason I rate John Terry, and I really did rate him as a player. I would have doubted that he would have been a manager. But I don't think I would have doubted Kompany, because it's just a different feel about the two men. And there's no disrespect intended to John Terry.
Is it easy to say that now? Be honest with me.
No, because I'm talking...
I thought John Terry would be nailed on.
No, I never thought John... look, we can look at aspects of people's character. We can bring into aspects of people's behaviour during their career and things that have gone on in John Terry's private and professional life that would allude to the fact that possibly he doesn't make the greatest of leaders when it comes to other things off the field. Yeah. And I don't think you could allege that against him. And that's not me making cheap shots and wanting to make cheap observations about John Terry, because I'm a huge admirer of him. As a footballer. Tried to sign him on loan at Palace when it was at Chelsea very early, and Ken Bates told me to go forth and multiply. And from that point of view, but it isn't because I've got the Harry hindsight mentality. I just look at them in isolation with no skin in the game for either and think, I can see why he didn't, and I can see why he did. Yeah, sure.
I think the modern day manager has to be absolutely obsessed with the job, and I don't know whether when you've been obsessed with football that you can be obsessed with management as well. As a player, I'm talking about. I was obsessed as a player to be the best I could. Professionalism, all of those type of things. Mood swings if you weren't playing well, all of those type. But as if you go into the modern day game, as a manager now, you have to... I look at these managers and think they're obsessed with football and they've got no other interest almost.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.